Hello guys and girls, and welcome to the MASCA CyberWars Dota 2 tournament for 2014. You've got a bunch of ANU teams here, Australian National University, all playing under the banner of the Malaysian Student Council of Australia. That's MASCA, and we're seeing two teams here. BoysBoys are going to be playing a team, let me just take a team here, versus SEAR, S-E-A-R. Not really sure what SEAR is. It's a couple of teams, a couple of players that we have seen both in the ANU tournament as well as the last year's MASCA CyberWars. Either way, it's always good to have a bunch of new teams joining us. Excuse me guys, I've got a little bit of a cough. Either way, the game is set to start very, very shortly. Let's take a look at the couple of bans here first. From the side of BoysBoys, we've got a Lycan ban and an Ember ban. Lycan has seen a lot of play in the competitive scene. Ember Spirit has seen even more play in the competitive scene. Ember Spirit's quite a strong mid hero. And the reason he's quite a strong mid, although he is a melee hero, is because of the fact that he's got ranged attacks, albeit not particularly strong ranged attacks versus creeps. Ranged abilities, I should say, that are relatively low mana cost. And he's got a lot of a spell that can give him a really nice shield against damage, which he'll definitely skill up in the early game, making him quite difficult to fight off in mid. Most importantly, he's an amazing ganker. He's second to none in terms of ganking, much like Nyx or Storm Spirit or any of that sort of thing, except he's probably got an easier job laning as well because of the fact that he's got that shield. It's much harder for people to gank him. Looking at the dire side, we've got a Bat Rider and a Brewmaster ban. Brewmaster has been particularly popular in the meta that I haven't kept up with, that I've just sort of loosely kept up with. And I've seen him a lot. I've seen him in huge amount of play. And even though I haven't kept up with the meta, it's still obvious to see a Brewmaster, especially when he's being banned. And Bat Rider is, of course, another strong ban. He's a strong mid-hero that can rotate into the jungle. He's extremely good at initiation once he gets a Force Staff or a Blink, or both. Once he gets both, then he's pretty much unstoppable, because he can Force Staff up to you, or even better, Blink up to you, lasso you, Force Staff you back, and really get you right out of position. For the first couple of picks, we've got a Shadow Shaman. I love Shadow Shaman. I think he's an amazing pusher, as well as Nature's Prophet. These two are very big pushers, so we immediately know just from this lineup that BoysBoys are going for a heavy push. Meanwhile, SEAR have come on the backside with the Doom and the Faceless Void picks, both of which are relatively late game heroes. We can see early Faceless Void ganks with the Chronosphere, but the Chronosphere doesn't really do much in the early game. Unless you can get it very nicely positioned to follow up with a Mirana's Arrow or with a Vengeful Spirit Stun or something like that, then it can be useful, definitely. But in terms of solo kill potential, Faceless Void has none until about 20 minutes at least. Southeast Asia Rejects, thank you very much, I of Jason, for pointing that out in my Twitch. If you're watching in game, my Twitch is twitch.tv/onlylogic. Hit that follow button if you want to keep up with more of the games. Even if you're watching in game, hit the follow, because it will come up that I am streaming Dota 2, in which case you can switch to the in game and check out the game from the inside. Next couple of bans coming up from BoysBoys is another strong mid hero, and I'm sort of seeing the sort of idea. They've got a little bit of a counter push, even though counter push really isn't the strong point of Skywrath Mage. And they're also picking out these strong ganking heroes, these strong pick-off heroes. For example, the Skywrath Mage, which deals a lot of single target damage, huge amount of single target damage for a split second, and Ember Spirit, which is very good at ganking. And we've seen the Dire, or SEAR, take out that Death Prophet, which of course is a very strong pushing hero because of her wave, because of her spirits with the ability to completely melt towers. And they've banned out the Skeleton King. I'm not sure how the Skeleton King would fit quite strongly in a BoysBoys lineup, but either way, SEAR do not want to play against a Skeleton King. They've probably got an idea of what they want to do. They probably want to kill, push a tower, and get out really quickly, and that's hard to do with Skeleton King with his Reincarnate. I shouldn't keep calling him Skeleton King. Sorry, Wraith King, guys, Wraith King. And Jakiro's the next pick by BoysBoys. Another reasonably strong counter pusher. Actually, no, quite a strong counter pusher, to be to be quite honest, although I'd like to see a Weaver build, although they wouldn't be picking Weaver. They're picking out the supports and the mids that could be strong. They've picked out the Invoker. This Invoker is known for being reasonably strong. Definitely going to be a mid Invoker, but we have seen BoysBoys run an off-lane Invoker. I just can't imagine there being an off-lane Invoker when an off-lane Nature's Prophet is definitely a better, more secure way to go. I guess I shouldn't say more secure, I should say as secure, but definitely stronger, because he can get gold by using his treants. SEAR are wondering what they're going to pick for their third pick. It looks like they're going to need some supports. That could be a 100% jungle Doom. I can't really see a tri-lane with Doom and Faceless Void, and although I can see Doom in the off-lane, I'm not sure if Doom in the off-lane would be particularly strong with the fact that Shadow Shaman has so much lockdown at his disposal in a BoysBoys tri-lane. Either way, they've picked out Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor, reasonably good with the counter push. Very huge combo effect with Faceless Void, purely because Faceless Void can Chronosphere. For those who don't know, Chronosphere, what it does is it blocks out an area, time locking that area basically, and he can move completely freely through it. And he can hit people, and he can whack people, and people inside this Chronosphere, inside this sphere, can't do anything but die, basically, is how it goes. Players from outside can affect the sphere on the inside, which is why Witch Doctor can come up and drop his Death Ward. That's a channeled ability that just keeps basically shooting lasers at people and bouncing off of people. And if Faceless Void catches a really nice chrono, that Death Ward is going to be doing a lot of damage. Thank you very much for that, Roman, that my Dota TV has no sound. I will fix that up immediately. This is a reasonably common error. Here we go. No, that's not what I want. That's video. There we go. That is what I want. Let's see if the open mic threshold works here. I'm not talking. Let's take it a little bit lower. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so hopefully my sound comes through now on Dota TV. Sorry about that, guys, to all the people watching on Dota TV. While I was gone, we had a Nyx Assassin pick from BoysBoys. Nyx Assassin, one of those ganking heroes, one of those mid heroes, but we're probably going to be seeing him as a support. We could see Nyx Assassin as off lane, that is possible. Not commonly done though. Once again, Nature's Prophet still the better off laner there. But Nyx Assassin and a Shadow Shaman means that there's going to be a lot of ganking, a lot of pushing with the Nature's Prophet, with the Shadow Shaman, and BoysBoys really have the ganking, pushing down in the bag. The problem is that they've got no strong late game right clicker except for potentially the Invoker sometimes, so they're really going to have to end the game quickly, because then in the late game they're coming up against a Doom, they're coming up against a Faceless Void. Meanwhile, the Dire or SEAR, they really need some strong anti-push. When I say anti-push, I mean better than Witch Doctor. I mean they need something to really just cancel out waves. Lion once again doesn't quite fit the bill. Lion fits the bill in that gank sort of potential. He sort of combos with Faceless Void's Chronosphere, not greatly, not hugely.
10 seconds remaining.
Not hugely with the Faceless Void Chronosphere, but it does nevertheless combo. Not to mention Witch Doctor and Lion getting two people who are very close together with Paralyzing Cast can mean that the area of effect of Finger of Death can really be quite damaging. Now we're just waiting out for the ban from BoysBoys here, who probably, like me, are a little bit confused as to what the Dire need. They probably need a mid-hero, and they probably need an anti-push mid-hero, much like the Death Prophet. Leshrak, no, he's not a mid-hero. Lich, no, he's not a mid-hero. I'm really not sure what SEAR could be picking off here. I'm not sure what they could take here that really works in terms of the counter push potential. But either way, they've banned out a Viper, so maybe they're just saying we're not entirely sure what the Dire's game might be, but we're just going to ban out Viper. We do not like him. We do not like seeing him. We do not like playing against him, and that makes pretty much perfect sense. So now it's SEAR's turn to
10
ban.
seconds remaining.
They're probably going to be banning a hard carry. A hard carry, a late game hard carry, because that's the only thing that BoysBoys doesn't have. But they probably want a hard carry with early game potential, and I'm thinking maybe something like a Weaver. Weaver hasn't seen much play yet, but I think Weaver is quite strong, and we've seen him in the hands of BoysBoys being played quite effectively. Lifestealer also, he doesn't necessarily have the early game potential. He's got the early game utility, but they probably want something to go well with Shadow Shaman, Nature's Prophet. I would say Mirana. I'd love to see a carry Mirana, even though carry Mirana isn't insanely strong. I can definitely see that Weaver come out. I'm not sure what else, to be perfectly honest. Thank you very much once again to my viewers for watching both in-game. Thank you for supporting MASCA CyberWars, the Dota 2 tournament. There is also the League of Legends tournament, but I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm not a huge fan of League of Legends myself, although I do play. And they do pick up the Weaver. BoysBoys picking up that Weaver, and now we're just waiting for SEAR to take their final pick, which isn't a late game carrier. They probably need a strong mid hero, something to counter push, or even split push, or something to just hold the defenses, and
5 seconds.
probably a BKB carrier coming up against Shadow Shaman, Invoker, Nyx Assassin, which
Reserve time.
BKB would be very useful against all three of these heroes. I can't see nothing set in my opinion. They could pick up a Luna in mid, maybe, once again, but they will be coming up against an Invoker. And there are a few very strong matchups against an Invoker. Viper's one of them. Viper is a very strong matchup against an Invoker, but aside from maybe Ember Spirit as well, Skywrath Mage I wouldn't say is a very strong matchup, and I can't think of many other heroes that really sort of shut down Invoker, except for Nyx Assassin, of course. But they're going to pick the Centaur War Runner, which means that they might be running a Lion or Doom mid, or maybe even a Witch Doctor mid. Centaur is in the off lane. It might be a tri-lane with Doom, Witch Doctor, and Faceless Void. And on the side of BoysBoys, we've got X4 on that Invoker. Ryland's playing the Nyx Assassin. Video Only Logic. Video James is playing the Nature's Prophet. And we've still got picks for the Weaver and the Shadow Shaman. And this is looking like an obvious tri-lane. We're going to see a Shadow Shaman, Nyx, Weaver tri-lane. Invoker's going to be in the mid and Nature's Prophet in the off-lane. Or so I'm guessing. I could well be wrong. But who knows? Whose knows? We're just going to have to wait and see what happens
10 seconds remaining.
as the players enter the game.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, looks like there's been a bit of a pause here. While it's pausing, I might as well flog my channel a little bit more, twitch.tv/onlylogic. The games will also be uploaded to YouTube, youtube.com/goingonlylogical. I don't know why I picked that game, that name. I have no idea why. For anyone who's interested in other games, I'm playing this really amazing first-person shooter that's actually a third-person shooter game, where you play a vampire. It's called Nosgoth. Highly recommend everyone gets it, because it really is an amazing game. If you want to follow more of my stuff, just get me on Facebook, facebook.com/onlylogicgaming. Let's introduce the teams while the pause is still running here. We've got the Southeast Asian Rejects on the side of the Dire. Excuse me, guys. And we've got the Captain Shupa running the Lion there. We've got Bulbasaur on the Witch Doctor. Dartil playing the Centaur War Runner. Hungry is on the Faceless Void. God, that Faceless Void looks hungry. I'll tell you what, he's like, I'm gonna eat you. And we've got Light, My Light, playing the Doom. This is Sparta. And on the side of BoysBoys, taking up the mid position of that Invoker, I presume so. We have seen him play off lane. Is X4 on that Invoker. We've got Elks playing the Shadow Shaman. Ryland's playing the Nyx Assassin. We've got Weaver, which looks like they might be running an offensive tri-lane if they're heading in this direction, or maybe they just want to get a couple of kills in the jungle. And we've got Video James playing the Nature's Prophet. Thank you very much, Video James, for that a little bit of a, what's the word I want to use? Homage to Only Logic. Video only logic. That's great. But yeah, it looks like it's a solo safe lane of Invoker, and maybe a mid Nature's Prophet or an off-lane Weaver. This is all very confusing, but they are just waiting here for the rune spot, and it looks like it will be an offensive tri-lane with the three tri-lane heroes, so with the three best heroes for the tri-lane here. Meanwhile, we've got Doom. We might have a dedicated Doom jungler. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, Doom is chopping down some trees to make his jungling experience a little bit easier. We're going to have Centaur Warrunner by Dartle on the off lane, and we're going to have a safe lane tri-lane. No, is that a Doom mid? That might be a Doom mid. And we're going to have a tri-lane with the two support Super and Bulbasaur, and Hungry taking out that Faceless Void. So I'll tell you what, that Doom is going to have a lot of trouble. I was going to say versus the Invoker, but if he's coming up against the Nature's Prophet, it might actually be a little bit easier for him, even though there will be a lot of harass by Video James. Oh, he's already let it creep through. You can't let it creep through. He's trying to block him. Trying to keep the block. Block's going well. And looks like they didn't go for the rune. Looks like they're just standing here. Maybe they're waiting for the mid to come out, for the mid to be revealed as a Doom, and they probably won't be able to get a kill on this Doom with his 644 health already, even though he does have to rock up to the wave to get a kill. Shupa's coming into the mid here, and Rylan and Elks are going to move in to Shupa here, and they're going to try and get a stun. The stun is going to connect from Rylan. That's a really good stun, and he's being body blocked. Oh, beautiful body blocking. Shadow Shaman's going to get the tether, and Shupa's going to try and stun. First blood goes to Video James, picking up that Shupa Lion mid. So that is some amazing play with the first blood there, but coming in through the river might not have been the smartest idea, and it's ended up costing them. And now Elks and Rylan are going to continue the movement here, trying to get pickoffs. I wanted to take a look at last hits. Last hits, Doom is actually first in the last hits. Yes, he is the jungler. Next is Video James in the mid here. And Shupa's going to have to do a lot of catching up, because you see his damage is 47 compared to the 60, already 63. I talked too soon by that Nature's Prophet. It's going to be quite hard for him. And of course, Weaver versus a Faceless Void. Weaver's going to be able to pretty much every time get the last hit, and he'll be able to use his Sakuchi, not his Sakuchi, his Geminate attack to get, not last hits, to get damage on him as well. You can see the 67 there compared to the 66 actually that Weaver has, so the lane has almost certainly gone to the Weaver, who's going to try and get as many last hits as possible here, while the lane has been pushed. Really nice push. Not push, sorry, has been stacked, has been pulled. And in the off lane we see Dartle is already having a lot of trouble with the Invoker here, and this is the problem with playing a Centaur Warrunner off lane. You don't get many last hits. You grab experience, which might be the only thing necessary for your team once you get that level 6 Stampede. You might be able to use it to very great effect. You can get Faceless Void into a better position, you can get Witch Doctor into a better position. Ultimately, there's not a great amount of synergy, but you can see the harass that's happening there. Huge amount of harass already by X4, which looks like he is going the Quas Exhort build, or the single target kill build. Rylan and Elk's going to try and take the last hits here from the creeps, but it looks like he's pulled the range creep here completely accidentally. And Video James having a little bit of harass from that Lion, which will be able to kill him once he gets level 6. And my goodness, look at the experience here. The experience has actually gone back in favor of Lion, probably because of the feeding of these treants. And there is a huge wave as well for Video James to pick up, and there's a lot of harass as well coming out from Shupa. But no stealing of the mana there, which he hasn't used yet, probably because he does have, a Clarity, which just got tipped off from him. Is that his bottle? That is his bottle that has come, and he's going to maybe even go for the kill here. He might even be able to, but he has been blocked. All he needs is one more hit, but he's not able to, and he's not able to go past the tower there to try and get that hit. There's been a smoke up. Rylan and Elks are going to move in to try and get the courier by the looks of it. Looks like they're wrapping around, but they're already way too late for the courier, so they're just waiting in the jungle here for the Doom. Where is this Doom? This Doom is nowhere to be seen. The Doom actually went back to base. So it looks like they're going to just rotate, stay in the jungle here and wait for Shupa, but there has been pings of missing, and Shupa knows he's been ganked once, he can be ganked again. So he's going to play very, very safe, close to that tower, while Video James has moved away. So this experience actually isn't being lost to Shupa, or it is being lost, but it's not being gained by anyone that it could be gained by. Not to mention he got a lot of his mana back, which he can then use the ranged creep if he's quick enough, which he's not, to also gain some mana. And Elks and Ryland are just going to wait in the mid here, maybe even for that Doom to walk up these sets of stairs, the set of stairs here. Because of nighttime, they don't have vision, so they're able to come a little bit more forward, but it looks like they do want to come up the hill there. We see that Nyx Assassin is slow, but Light is actually going to move completely away. And the tower is going to continue being harassed down by that split pushing Nature's Prophet, and there's going to be movement in here by Ryland. They want to go for Shupa, but Shupa's going to back off as quickly as he can. And Ryland might even be picked off. Is Shupa going to be able to react to this in time? He's going to be able to have to get a huge stun. He does get the double stun instead, and it comes out. Oh! Huge damage coming out from that stun strike. Shupa might even go down. It's very clear. He does go down to the last right click from the Nyx Assassin. The Doom not being able to get the kill on the Nyx Assassin. Dardel is going to come in. He's going to get the kill on the Nyx Assassin. The Video James is going to be stuffed because the stun wasn't used. And that's 2 kills going in favour of SEAR. Southeast Asian rejects, meaning that they've actually brought it back. Take a quick look at the graphs after that. Yeah, we can see BoysBoys definitely a lot more effective in farming, especially with that early first kill, but it is being brought back to the Dire, and experience is going to be brought back to the Dire as well. So Doom in the jungle there, giving a little bit more space for his team, but Iviv not harassing, or 4-4 I should say, not harassing Hungry as much as I thought he should be or would be, which is one of the things that I'm finding a little bit strange about this. Dartil, after the rotation, has gone back into the bottom lane, and he's level 6. The problem is that the Invoker's level 7 now, because he's able to get a little bit more experience, and he's top on the last hit shots as well. Second to the completely uncontested Weaver, because Hungry really doesn't have much support in this lane. They probably want to go down onto this Faceless Void. Not in that sense, you dirty-minded people. Probably want to gank this Faceless Void so that he isn't able to really snowball. And they probably want to do that before he's level 10. Once he gets to about level 10, level 11, that can be really quite dangerous. But instead, they're probably just going to remove his farming potential. They're going to really push this tower, and they're going to try to push right up. And Hungry has waited till the very last moment to use that time walk, which is very, very well done by him, because he saw that the stun was going to come out from Ryland, and he used the time walk at just the right moment, not too early, any earlier, and he would have been caught by the Nyx. Sorry, any earlier, and he wouldn't have had his stun, he wouldn't have had his escape. Tower's going to go down, though, if he's not able to take the last hit for that. Any later, and he might have been caught out by the Nyx in the stun beforehand. But you can see, even though it is just the Weaver here, he's still too scared to go in. He's just not able to go in to make a move. Oh, and the ultimate has been used, has been moving in the mid lane. They have gone for this Nature's Prophet again. Shupa coming in and taking that kill with the Finger of Death, with the ultimate there. For those who don't know, Finger of Death is a huge damage, 600 damage in one hit, but high cooldown spell that is multi-target, slight area of effect, but is targetable. So you target a player, but it does have a small area of effect in which it can deal that damage. Dartel is getting a little bit of free farm here. That pushes them up to level 7, almost level 8, as opposed to that level 8.5 Invoker. So you can see the lane definitely is being won by the Invoker. And Invoker has also had an impact. Oh, and now with a TPN, they'll be able to get the freezes. There are the trees going to come out. The trees are going to come out, but this might not be enough damage, and it probably won't be enough damage. The Centaur War Runner having already 1,100 HP, and he'll be able to just stick around that tower there and get all of that back with his Tranquil Boots. Meanwhile, in top lane, Doom has come out on the Shadow Shaman. One more right click is all it needs to be from Hungry. Hungry's going to come in, and he's going to be able to get that right click, and Weaver's in not a very good position, and he's going to have to get out of there really quickly. He's going to try and go for that Bulbasaur, but it's stolen by the Nature's Prophet, and Hungry's going to try and move out of that Sunstrike array. The right click's going to come out by Iviv. There has been a thing there. The ultimate coming out from Nyx Assassin, but Mylight is just going to walk off, and Iviv's going to be picked off by Shupa after the respawn. So SEAR ultimately getting the best of that team fight, even though Faceless Void did die. It was a trade-off for that Weaver. The Weaver doing better in farm means that it is ultimately better for SEAR there, and we can see that reflected in the graphs there, jumping down to the Dire, even though the difference in gold earned is much bigger towards the to the Radiant, towards the BoysBoys, and it's probably because here, look, 1, 2, where is it? 2. That's a half health. 3 towers have already fallen, and those towers give a lot of gold. They give 200 to each person, about-ish. And they're already pushing the mid tower, and you can tell, and it's because of this it's because of this pushing lineup. Shadow Shaman is really good at taking the high ground towers, because he's able to place his wards that can just chip away at towers. Meanwhile, in the early towers, while he's still got level 5, they're just chipping away at this tower here and trying to take away as much of its health as they can, so that they can use the Mass Serpent wards on the level 2 and level 3 towers, on these ones and on these ones. Thank you very much everyone for joining me. Sorry I'm a little bit rusty on my casting. I haven't done any Dota 2 casting for months. You can check out all of my casts. Hungary's going to jump in on Eviv. He's going to have his ultimate. And the Doom is going to come out, and that means that Weaver simply won't be able to escape. That's an easy kill by an overconfident Weaver there. I could say this game is looking heavily in favour of SEAR, but as I say that, there's been another gank, and the stun has missed. The stun has missed, probably because of their haste. I'm pretty sure I saw a hasted Elks there. Stun missing from Dartel. As I was saying, if you want to check out all of my previous casts, it's all on my YouTube, youtube.com/onlylogic. Going Only Logical, or you can search for Only Logic on YouTube. Yeah, hell, you can Google me. A lot of harass coming out here from the Doom. Ryland's going to fall right into there, and the Serpent Wards are going to come out to try and take out this tower. They want to take it out in one push, even though the creeps, you can see the tower's already attacking the heroes there, rather than attacking the creeps. But they will be able to push it down rather easy. There goes a tower, and all but one tier 2 towers are down already, and it's 5 to 6, so we can see the experience graph is definitely in favour of the Dire, seeing as towers don't give as much experience, but the gold graph hugely in favour of BoysBoys, and we'll see this reflected in the net worth, with the 2 top net worth being X4 on that Invoker and Only Logic or Video James on that Nature's Prophet, and you see they're just going to switch to another tower, and they're just going to push this tower. And I would say that this game is definitely one-sided, it's definitely favourable. They have gone for Eviv that's not in a good position, and he's going to be ultimated or something. Dartel is going to stick around. He thinks that he can. That was a bad idea. Ryan's going to get the kill for that. And Elks picks out Bulbasaur, but he's going to be picked off as well. X4 is going to have to back off as well as Ryland. Ryland doesn't have his ultimate. He doesn't even have his mana boots, but he does have a Blink Dagger. X4 is going to be stunned up, and he's going to follow down on the kill as well. Ryland is going to be doomed, and this is going to be 4 heroes almost certainly down. Ryland needs to switch. He needs to try and take down this tower, but Doom! The deny of the tower on Doom! A buyback from Eviv means that he's going to see if he can get a couple more kills here. Hungary really, really low. He doesn't have any more mana. Eviv's going to go all the way. He's going to try and get the damage, and the stun's going to be attempted, but it's just not going to be enough damage. It's just not going to be enough damage, and he's going to be able to get out of there. Eviv in a wrong position. He does not want to be in this position. He's already used his time-lapse, so he doesn't have it. And Dartel, he's going to be taken out by the Geminate attack there, which means that BoysBoys bring it a little bit back after a quite terrible team fight. Most importantly for SEAR, they've fed a lot to this Weaver, which is not very good at all. That feeding shouldn't have happened to the Weaver, and this is really, really good for BoysBoys. Those revenge kills are much better. To those who don't quite understand how killing in Dota 2 works and how gold works, basically for every kill that you make, you get on a killing spree, of course. You get on some sort of streak. The higher your streak, the more gold you give up to the enemy when you die. So basically, if you've killed like 10 people without dying, if you've got a huge streak, once you die, a lot of gold is going to go to the person who killed you. So these revenge kills are definitely a lot better, because getting kills when people aren't on streaks doesn't reward as much gold as getting kills when people are on streaks, when players are on streaks. I'm wondering if there's going to be a Roshan here. I could have seen a Nyx Assassin going for a medallion. of courage. Oh, but there's been a jump up on the Bulbasaur, and the Bulbasaur is simply going to melt after that Sunstrike. The Doom is going to come out from the Elk so that he can no longer participate in the fight, and Ryland's going to try and go in and try and kill the Shupa, but the Ultimate's going to come out and it is going to slow him. Stampede speeds up the entire team, slows down anybody who you pass through when you've sped up on, and I was right, yeah, so they are going to go for this Roshan, even though there's no minus armor as far as I'm aware. There is no minus armor, but they've got tank potential with these Treants being able to tank the Roshan pit here. And I wonder if there's pings coming out from SEAR. There is a smoke from Bulbasaur here, but they're going to have to act quick. Roshan is already on half health, and he's dropping very, very quickly. It looks like they're completely oblivious to this. This is going to be a sneaky Roshan pick-off right in the middle of the game, 15 minutes in, and they're going to take a Roshan, and the Aegis is going to go to that Invoker, which is the highest net worth, which has done the best in the team, and you can see that they knew, and they've gone in for that Bulbasaur, but there's no Sunstrike. The Sunstrike's going to come way out of position, and then they're just going to turn this around, and go straight for Ryland. The Chronosphere is going to come up only on Video James, and he's going to have to pop his mech, and he's just going to try and run. But there's all 5 there, and you know what his team's saying? His team's saying, hey, you're out of position. Hey, buddy, you're out of position. Well, tough luck. And that's a couple of easy kills. Easy kills for SEAR, which is not good. Not good for them, for BoysBoys, I'm sorry. Even though they did take Roshan, they simply can't be feeding kills like this, especially on heroes like Nature's Prophet, which are good at getting pickoffs, which do need to snowball. Heroes like Shadow Shaman, heroes like Invoker, even Weaver to an extent, they don't need to snowball as much. Light has gone in for the Weaver, who has been doomed. X4 is going to switch it around. He's going to run in. Weaver's just going to have to back off. He's just going to get out of the team fight. He has a few more seconds on Doom, but ultimately it doesn't really make a difference. Only Video James is going to come in, and the Sunstrike's going to hit 3, so it's not going to deal as much damage, but it is going to be followed up by that next Assassin who's going to go for it. Not to mention Video James, that's the Aegis popped in not a great team fight. And Light's going to be taken out. Shuba's going to come in. He does not have his ultimate though. He needs to stun. He needs to back off. Oh, 4 kills. 4 people going down. Ryland cleaning up there. Getting a double kill. Is he able to go for anyone else? If is just going to back off. He's just going to say time-lapse is the best idea here. And there's going to be a blink out as well. Did I hear a pentagram? No, I didn't. So huge teamfight turnaround for BoysBoys there. We're going to see that reflected in the experience, which is now in their favour. Gold, 10,000 in their favour from all of those tower pushes. You see all of the towers are still up from SEAR. So there's a lot of pressure now on SEAR because they've got the 2 late game heroes, both of which have a very, very low, not so much the Doom, but Hungry and the Faceless Void definitely has a very, very low KDR, and now they've gone for this tower here. They're going to push in, they're going to try and jump in. Elks has been bashed once, he's going to be bashed twice, no, he's going to be taken out, and he's going to hit the Chronosphere just so that he's able to survive and not take as much damage from the Serpent's Ward that didn't attack him. Shupa's going to come in, the stun's going to miss by Ryland, but one more right click is going to do it, and My Light is going to be stunned from that Spike Carapace. Video James is able to save him, and the ultimate there to get him out of the way. There have been buybacks. But Shupa coming in, Shadow Shaman destroying this tower with his Serpent Wards, and now they want to continue pushing this tower. They're still putting pressure. Ryland very, very low here. He wants to get just a right click with his Vendetta there. Is he going to be able to go in? He's going to be able to go into Shupa. He's going to be able to get a right click. That's a lot of damage going in. And that's another kill already. Bulbasaur is in the wrong position, and Eva's going to be able to take him out, and he's going to be able to follow up on My Light. He's going to be stunned by Dartil. He's trying to save that Doom, but I'm afraid that this is simply GG, going in favour of BoysBoys. The first game in this best of 3, BoysBoys versus SEAR. Don't get me wrong, there could definitely be a comeback, but that's going to breach 10,000 soon. That's already breached 15,000. I really can't see a way that SEAR are going to be able to bring this back. And now they're going to push the mid tower, and even though they don't have the Serpent Wards, they don't really need the Serpent Wards. In a couple of seconds, the mech, 8 seconds, will be up in 8 seconds, so they will be able to heal up X4, Elks, Ryland, and it'll be great for them. Meanwhile, Doom and Lion still down, so they're going to be able to get 2 lanes of barracks with no strong split push. It's not split push, counter push on the side of SEAR. Very, very unfortunate for them. Now they're going to pick up Hungary. Oh, huge! Huge spike Carapace to bring the fight back onto Shuba. And Eviv's going to time-lapse out of there, and he's going to just have to run away. But a couple of kills are coming out. Who got those kills? Faceless Void and Centaur Warrunner. But that huge time spike Carapace, for those who are wondering why I'm jizzing my pants here, Nyx Assassin has a spell called Spike Carapace, that what happens is he actually hits up spikes around his body, which means that anyone who hits him, the damage is actually, as well as stunning the source of the damage, and it negates the damage that has been dealt, which means that all of that one-hit damage, the Finger of Death, actually, not only did it not hit that Nyx Assassin, but it actually came back onto that lion. So a very, very well-timed Spike Carapace there. Those sort of clutch plays is what put BoysBoys as one of the favourites going into this tournament. So now you can see the trouble that they're having just trying to keep these lanes pushed. Faceless Void, until he gets his Mjolnir, or at least his Maelstrom, is going to have a hard time killing a lot of these creeps. And you can see Dartil can, but he can do that one, maybe two times, and he has to go back to base. So the giant penis being drawn saying, we need to push down this lane, I'm guessing. But here we have video-only logic, Video James playing the Nature's Prophet and just split pushing. Just split pushing and just continuously putting pressure on these towers. And you can see this lane has gone to mid, but because of the Mega Creeps just have more damage because the barracks have been destroyed, which means that they're going to be able to push a lot further into the base than these weenie creeps will. 15 viewers. Gosh, I feel popular on Twitch. Thank you very much for joining me. I'd love for you guys to follow my Twitch. I do a lot of streams. I'm not doing much Dota 2 anymore, but I will be streaming for the the Canberra Dota 2 tournament, where we're going to see big names like Avant, YMC playing in this tournament. So it is going to be huge. That's going to be run at the barracks as well as Sky Internet Cafe. Thanks to those guys for letting us run the tournament in there. Hit the follow button and you'll be able to keep up with all of that stuff as well. So we can see that they're just chipping away at this tower, and they really have no teamfight potential. The only teamfight potential they have is Faceless Void, who's going to pick up 3! He is going to pick up 3, but he just doesn't have the add damage. He's going for Elks. He won't even be able to get the kill on the Elks before they turn around on Hungary, and then finally the ultimate is used, and Hungary's just going to have to back off there. Weaver does end up going down, and they do follow up on the Serpent Wars. The X4 is also taking a lot of damage, but everyone is really, really low. Doom's really, really low. He's not able to stick around there. They're able to turn this around on the Centaur, and now Rylan is going to probably go for My Light there. Video James able to forced stuffed away by Rylan. Very good teamwork there. X4 comes in to finish it off, so that teamfight turned around. Very, very good Chronosphere. No, not very good. Pretty good Chronosphere there was turned around into a team fight win by BoysBoys, and Shuba and his team are going to say that team fight win means that it's the game win. Congratulations guys, GG's, and BoysBoys take out the first game in this best of 3. BoysBoys versus Southeast Asian Rejects. Let's take a quick look at post game here. You'll probably see that the net worth entirely for the Radiant is much larger, and we can see that here. We've got Invoker with his Hand of Midas, with his Boots of Travel, as well as a level 3 Necronomicon. Weaver already working on his Lincolns. He's already got his Ring of Aquila, Boots and Drums. Meanwhile, on the side of the Dire, the highest one there was Doom, and what did he have? A Hand of Midas, and he's working on a BKB, and that was the best that they could do for themselves, and that's basically what happened. BoysBoys snowballed. They took advantage of that snowball. They put a lot of pressure on the team. They pushed insanely hard, and that's going to be just going to have to be countered next game by SEAR. Let's see what they do. Join me very shortly, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a moment.